Okay, you ready? Hey everybody, it's Dayna Camp and David. Can you give him a wave, Dave? All right. David loves to be on camera. Just look at him. Okay, you can go back to watching your movie, Dave, because I'm going to come in here and talk to these folks. I'm Dayna Camp, the work-from-home caregiver. And today I want to talk to you about the importance of finding a good caregiver. How do you do that? Well, I guess 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I started to realize that we really needed some help. And I had no idea where to turn. And after running into many dead ends, it seemed like I finally found that through David's insurance, we were able to get caregiving help. So, you know, we were green. We didn't know anything about looking for a caregiver. Where do you turn? Who do you get? We didn't know anything. But thankfully, the first person that showed up at our front door was a perfect fit, and we still have her. We've had Sylvia for 2 years now, and she has been great. And then about a year ago, we had another caregiver for the morning, and Candace was wonderful. So we had Candace in the morning and Sylvia in the afternoon, and they were great. So anyway, a few months ago, Candace had to leave to take a full-time job. And for the first time, we had to search for a caregiver, and actually we're still in that process. But it has made me think, what makes a good caregiver? And it's different for everybody because your loved one doesn't have the same needs that David has. But I've made a list of things that we want in a caregiver, and I think in many ways it's universal. Now, some aren't. They're more specific to our situation and David, and your own loved one will have, unique things that you'll need when you go looking for a caregiver. But the first thing that we need is somebody who's strong, because David cannot walk or stand on his own, and he's 6 feet tall. So it needs to be someone strong that won't lift him, but can transfer him easily. And in our house, we are not fully handicap accessible, so our bathroom is kind of narrow. So, and we have a stair lift. We can't have a large person as a caregiver. It needs to be someone who is strong and not overweight, because they won't be able to handle our situation. So another thing is someone who is very patient. Patient is so important. I think that one is pretty universal, because it may take David forever to spell out on his alpha chart, his alphabet chart, his needs and his wants. So it needs to be somebody who's very patient. And another thing is competent. Not everybody is competent, and not everybody your particular caregiving company sends you is going to be competent. They really need to be competent and able to handle your situation. And I think it goes without saying, but anyway, I'll leave it at that. Compassionate. You want someone compassionate who is sympathetic. I know that in some cases you need someone who is also firm, but compassion is an important part of being a good caregiver. Also, somebody who's friendly, because your loved one, they don't have a choice. They have to be around that person for however many hours in the day. And to have an unfriendly person or somebody who's a grump be around them, that's just no fun at all. So you want somebody who's cheerful and friendly. And a companion. For us, we didn't want David to just be, have a babysitter, but someone who is a companion. David likes to play on the computer, someone who will be patient enough to learn how to use our computer to be a good companion with him and enjoy some of his games and movies with him. Also, he likes to do word search books and, things like that. And someone who will be a companion and do these things with him. That is really important. And also, he doesn't have a chance to get out that much and be around his own friends. So someone coming into the home to care for him, a companion, is really important. And then I'm sure there are many other things, but a cherry on top. Now, you'll have a unique something, a cherry on top in your situation. For us, it was something we didn't ask for or even think of, but our morning caregiver used to be able to play David's handheld games with him because his dystonia has gotten to a point where he is not able to manipulate the DS Game Boy anymore. But she knew how to play because she had 3 boys. And David would point out where to go, and she would play the game for him, and they made a great team. I don't know if we're going to find another person like that, but that would really be a cherry on top. So think about what would be a cherry on top in your situation. But you know what? You may have to go through several caregivers to find the right one. And it's stressful because you've got to train this person from the very beginning and be with them to make sure they know the ropes. But just keep on until you find the right one. Don't just settle. So I hope these tips on finding a good caregiver for your loved one will help you. And head on over to my blog at gracetodayblog.com because I want to give you a free gift, which is the 17 sanity secrets for being a caregiver. All right, so I'm Dayna Camp, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.